Good morning from downtown Vancouver and the craziest transit bandit adventure ever. Today we will be starting a trip from Vancouver, BC to Tijuana, Mexico through Washington, Oregon, and California. For this trip we will be using only public transportation such as local buses, commuter rail, light rail, and subway. This does not include any Greyhounds, Amtraks, or any other similar modes.
You get to hang out with me a lot. That'll be fun.
Yeah. So I brought my mystery friend with me, and they have also helped me plan out a lot of this trip and were totally instrumental in making this happen. So it's going to be a fun adventure. Stay tuned to see what happens. Also, we thought we were going to be the first people to do this adventure, but Aquatic Potato 71 on Twitter did it a couple weeks ago. So shout out to them. And we will be the second group of people to do this, probably. So for our first ride of the trip, we are walking to Waterfront Station in downtown Vancouver, where we will catch the Canada line down to Bridgeport Station in Richmond. Choose on ticket.
Train to depart is for Richmond Greyhound.
Okay, so we're on the train now. We got the front seats with the front window view. It should just be about a 20-minute ride out to Bridgeport Station, where we'll get our bus out to White Rock.
The next station is Vancouver City Centre.
This is a pivotal part of the trip. Why is it called the Canada line?
Because it's a line in Canada. Okay, we made it to Bridgeport Station and our bus was already here, so we got on it. This is the 351 down to White Rock Center. It's a great bus route. It runs every 15 minutes and it's a super important regional connector. It's also a pretty long distance as far as Metro Vancouver is concerned. White Rock to Richmond is a pretty far ways. So this is a fun ride and it should be a fun adventure.
Wait, sorry. Oh my god.
This is our stop.
Oh, sick. We just wait here.
Okay, so we're here at White Rock Center on this strode in downtown White Rock, and we're yes it is. And now we're waiting for our next bus, the 375 to White Rock South. It should just be about a 10-minute ride, but we have to wait 20 minutes for it because it's not very frequent. And that will take us most of the way down to the US-Canada border. We are at the beautiful White Spot restaurant in White Rock, Canada. Our bus showed up 2 minutes early, but we're on it now. and there are the maple cookies. And we're going to White Rock South, which is the furthest south point in the TransLink system. Okay, there's the bus pulling away behind me. We're in White Rock South. This is as far south as you can get on TransLink. Also about as far south as you can get in Metro Vancouver. And we are now going to go walk on a highway ramp. Well, first an overpass over the highway, then a highway on-ramp, and then on a sort of shoulder road of the highway until we get to a parking lot, which will lead us to a park, which will lead us to the border crossing. So, yeah, this part is lots of fun.
This is the Peace Arch Park, and this is the last washroom of the entire trip. From here on out,
It's all bathrooms and restrooms. Okay, we're inside the Peace Arch right now, and I have just crossed the border into the US. But now we have to actually go to the border checkpoint up there, where they will take our passports and ask a lot of questions. Although with this traffic today, I am very glad we're not in a car, I will say that much.
can you tell me what that is?
A restroom. Okay, we finally, yeah, it was pretty horrible. We finally made it through the border. We sat in the building. We had to go into a building and wait for someone to come and take our passports and ask us where we were going and whatever. Yeah, the DMV from, and we sat in that building for 45 minutes standing in line while they did a shift change. So that was fun. But we are in the US now and we haven't missed our bus. We gave ourselves a lot of buffer room, which is really good because turns out we needed it. So we are now walking on this lovely footpath into Blaine, and from there we will get the bus down to Bellingham. $2.
We're here, getting on the 75. This is the fourth most northern bus stop in Washington State. And that means on the US West Coast, other than Alaska. And that is the third most northern bus stop in the United States West Coast, other than Alaska. And then over there is the second and first.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wanted to explain the 75 AMV, but apparently he did it in his last video, so just go watch that.
It's in my road local transit from Seattle to Vancouver video.
Yeah.
Okay, we're now on the 75B down to Bellingham. This is the slower variant of the 75, which connects Blaine and Bellingham. And it takes about an hour and a half, but the view is pretty good, so there are trade-offs to be made here. Okay, we made it to Bellingham Station after about an hour and a half on the 75, which is kind of rough with the plastic bucket seats that WTA has, but oh well. Anyway, we are now waiting for our next bus, which should be in about 10 minutes, the 80X down to Mount Vernon, which will hopefully be a Skagit Transit bus. I believe it's supposed to be, and that should be a little more comfortable than those plastic seats, as you'll see in a minute. Okay, so the bus didn't show up, and I looked on the tracker, and it's 18 minutes late. It looks like there's a crash on I-5 northbound, so hopefully we get, thankfully we have a 50-minute layover in Mount Vernon, so that should help. Eventually, our 80X showed up for a relatively smooth ride all the way down to Mount Vernon.
We just got off the bus.
Yay! Okay, so we just got off the 80X in Mount Vernon. We originally had like a 50-minute layover here. That's down to about 30, but that's okay. There's still some time to go inside and use the bathroom, thankfully. So I will see you on our next bus, the 90X to Everett. Okay, so we just got on the 90X down to Everett, and we picked up a second mystery friend who's coming with us for part of this journey. So it should be about a 40-minute ride down to Everett, and then we'll be back in Orca Card territory. Okay, so we made it to Everett Station a few minutes late, but that's okay. So now our next step is, we could just get on a bus straight to Northgate Station and then go to Seattle, but we are going to be camping later on in this trip and we need to buy food. So on the way, we are going to go to Winco, which is a huge grocery store. And so we're now waiting for the local Everett Transit bus down to Winco.
What is that?
The 412.
What is it?
All of us.
But who operates it?
Island Transit.
Why is it called that?
It goes to an island and it's transit.
There's 4 of us now.
Yeah. We picked up another mystery guest at Everett Station. We're all sweating back here because this bus's engine has really bad heat shielding, so the back row of seats is all like super hot. But we're almost at Winco, so it's okay. Okay, we made it to the Winco, but our bus was late and the next one is in like 20-25 minutes. So we kind of have to speed run this, but then we're gonna have food for the next couple days, which is, you know, always a good thing. So, see you on the next 29, continuing southbound. Okay, so we just made it to South Everett Freeway Station. As you can see here, it's pretty interesting. It's in the median of I-5. So we will get now the 512 from here down to Northgate, and it should be here in a few minutes. And then we will be in the city of Seattle finally, which will be a good update. We had a relatively smooth 35-minute ride down to Northgate Station on the upper deck of the 512. Okay, so we just got off the 512 right there, and we're now at Northgate Link Station. The tracks are right there, and we're gonna walk up to the train and take that down to U District Station. Yeah, and then spending the night at my apartment. So that is almost it for today, but I'll see you on Link.